You placed the brown files on the large polished desk. Sir, here are the documents you asked for. You stood straight in front of your boss. How many times should I tell you that you don't need to be formal with me? Just call me Taeyang. I'm sorry, Taeyang, but this is a professional environment and I want to keep our personal friendship away from this. He smiled at your reply. Taeyang was your best friend from college. You both have maintained that friendship without any problem through these years. You are grateful for your friendship as he was always there to help you out. Even this job as his secretary was offered to you by him. By the way, I want you to join today's work party. You remember that, right? Of course. Shouldn't I be the one to remind you about the meetings, though? I don't care. I'll pick you up from your house at 7 sharp. Is that okay? More than okay. You both exchanged smiles and you headed back to your office. In a tight yet modest dress, you stood in front of your house waiting for Taeyang. Soon a black car rolled. You got into the back seat along with him. So, what are our plans for today? He asked as the driver drove to the venue. Meet Mr. Min, put hints about our new project, inquire Mr. Don's mother's health, who is in the hospital because of spinal injury. You read out the plans, reminding him the current in the social life. He had to present himself as a nice guy in the business world apart from being the good businessman he is. You both soon entered the venue to be greeted by many people on the way. Taeyang had a huge, polite smile capturing the attention of many people. Your eyes traveled, scanning the business tycoon present at the party to take notes of the next target for your company. On the way, your eyes locked with another pair, a very familiar one. Those dark orbs send you back to your college past. Jungkook, your ex. Another pair of eyes looked at you. Mireille, your enemy at the college. Your eyes traveled down to see her arms locked with Jungkook's. Your face turned cold seeing the scene. Jungkook was dating your college enemy. You didn't think that he would stoop this low just to go and date the woman who made your life miserable in college. You quickly diverted your attention to your work. After about 2 hours, Taeyang was busy with Mr. Min while you wanted to go to the restroom. Soon, you were looking at the mirror, retouching your makeup, not paying attention to another party entering the room. Look at the bagging rich man. You looked back, hearing a familiar voice. How could you forget this voice? Mireille. Have you gotten any other guy in your kitty other than Taeyang? No, maybe I should take lessons from you for that. Mireille smirked, coming closer to you. Let me give you those lessons then. She held your shoulders, tearing the sleeve off your clothes. You gasped as the sound of the tearing fabric echoed. The cold air hit your skin. Here you go. Get men the same way I got your little stupid boyfriend. Your eyes widened. Tears filled your eyes. You couldn't take it anymore and ran out of the restroom. On the way, you collided into Jungkook's chest. You quickly backed up. Why? But before he asked you anything more, you glared at him before running off. 3 years ago, when you were in your final year of college, you broke up with Jungkook. You and Jungkook were dating since first year of college, and Mireille was your bully. She would constantly bully you in the name of having a good-looking boyfriend and also a handsome best friend, Taeyang. 3 years ago. You and Taeyang were writing some music in the music room. Suddenly, Jungkook opened the door with a thud. There was Mireille with him with torn clothes. What is going on in here? Jungkook, I saw them cheating, and when I told them that I would say that to you, Wyan tore my clothes and tried to beat me up. You and Taeyang stood up in shock hearing the allegations she made against you. I didn't think that you could stoop this low, Wyan. What are you talking about? I didn't do anything. She's right. We both were here doing our assignments. Shut the hell up. I'm not an idiot to believe this. Jungkook, please don't shout. The authorities will kick her out if they get to know. What are you saying? You're trying to frame me like this? You were bullying me all these years and you think people will believe your allegations? How dare you verbally abuse her? I don't have to believe anything. I have seen your behavior. How can you trust her? Am I not your girlfriend? Do you think that I will do this? I never thought you would, but you. Uh, I'm breaking up with you. That is how you both broke up. No contacts from his side. He never came to ask you about the reality. You tried to contact him and to prove your innocence, But after seeing that he didn't care, you gave up on trying and focused on yourself. What kind of boyfriend was he if he believed someone else over his own girlfriend? You huffed as you breathed out a foggy breath in the parking area. Tears dripped off of your eyes one by one. But what you didn't know was that Jungkook was following you. Are you alright? Wear this. He placed a coat on your body. You lifted your body and threw that coat back to him. Alright? Why do you care? Ask your girlfriend if she's okay after abusing people. Jungkook looked down, looking sad. Leave, you jerk. Why, please listen. Get lost with that woman of yours. Can't believe that I have to see your faces. Jungkook came closer to you, slightly touching your arm, trying to calm you down. A slap went across his face, turning his head to his right. Take your filthy hands off of me, or else I'll call the security. He nodded with tears in his eyes and walked back to the well lit building while you stood there. 1 month after the party, you heard a knock at the door. You lazily walked to the door, opening to see Jungkook there. Why are you here? I'm here to apologize to you for being this late to come to you. Keep your apology with yourself. You have given me enough pain, more than what I can forgive. I know you don't care if I forgive you or not, but just for my satisfaction, I cannot forgive you. Why, and I really care about your forgiveness. His eyes teared up. I filed a case against Mireille for bullying and framing allegations about you. Trust me, it took time for me to gather the information. Please hear me out. You let Jungkook in. Turns out that he allowed Mireille to stick with him all this time like a leech just to gather information. Jungkook, being an influential person now, gathered information and proof against Mireille. He had all the recordings of a conversation with her friends talking about you. He had tapped into her phone and gathered chats. I supported her back then because I knew that she was capable of putting allegations against you and Taeyang, and the school authorities would believe her. I didn't want such nasty tricks of her to affect your life. But you could have called me. You could have let me know. All these years, I blamed myself, thinking that you thought that I cheated on you. You could have found me and told me all this after the college. It has been 3 years, Shanguk, but you never showed up. I am so sorry, Vayan. I didn't know if you ever wanted to see me. I didn't want to. But then why did you show up now? I I wanted to correct my mistake. I want to get back with you. How shameless can you be, Jungkook? I thank you for whatever legal help you did. But I cannot even fathom the idea of getting back with someone like you. I will pay back the money that you spent on the legal proceedings. He stood up from the sofa, shaking his head, saying no. He looked one last time at your figure before walking out. You gulped down the lump formed in your throat. In the next few months, you started receiving flowers at the doorstep of your house. You knew it was Jungkook because this was the same way he kept acting during the college times. In your off, Wayan, are you free for a moment? You looked up from the files to see Taeyang standing in your cabin. What is it? I would have come to your office. Jungkook is here to meet you. He's sitting in my office. You stood up in anger, walking to the door. But before you walked to Taeyang's office where Jungkook was sitting, Taeyang stopped you. Don't act on anger. He told me about what happened in college. To give him a chance in your life is completely your choice. Take that wisely. You let out a deep breath. What do you think I should do? I'm confused. Like I said, take that choice with a rational mind. Does he have a strong reason for his actions? Even if his reasons are strong, do you feel comfortable to trust him again? Trust is important in the relationship. You nodded before leaving the room. You met with Jungkook and you both decided to go out together to discuss about the matters. You both met in a park after 2 days. There he stood, wearing a brown sweater and long jeans, his hands clasped together. Upon seeing you, he straightens up his posture, tucking his hands into his pocket. Jungkook, you say, walking towards him. You had no intention to forgive this man, but after hearing what Taeyang said, you felt like you should be the bigger person and hear him out at least. Why, he starts. I want to just apologize for everything I did. Apologies don't fix anything, Jungkook. They're just words. Yes, I know, but please let me. Whatever, you scoff. I'm sorry for being a horrible person, for never clarifying my actions and assuming I was justified in everything, even when I was not. I'm sorry for hurting you the way I did, and I'm sorry for being someone who was so low with his actions. I'm not asking you to forgive me, of course. Some things simply cannot be forgiven, but I want to hold myself accountable. His head hung low. He waited for your reply. I can't forgive you, but I want to move forward from this. No matter what happens, life goes on. I will give you a chance to be back in my life, Changuk, but don't expect we'll ever go back to being as close as we used to be. Jungkook nodded, understanding what you meant.